my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
Nobody was prepared for what happened at the BET Awards. Not the fans, not the blogs, not even the industry insiders who usually catch wind of these things early. But there they were, Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, walking hand in hand down the red carpet like they didn't have a care in the world. Cameras flashed, people gasped, and within seconds, the internet exploded. This wasn't just a couple showing up for a night of glam. This was Teyana making a statement. Loud, clear, and without shame, she's done hiding. For weeks, people had speculated. Little hints, matching fits, blurry fan pics, they were all there. But no one had solid proof. Teyana kept her circle tight. Aaron kept things mysterious. But now they were stepping into the spotlight like a storm, and they knew exactly what they were doing. The way Aaron held her hand so firmly, like he was saying, "I got you." And the way Teyana smiled, not forced, but free, like someone finally choosing herself. It was impossible to ignore. The moment hit social media like a tidal wave. Twitter went from zero to chaos in minutes. Some fans were thrilled, celebrating Teyana's glow-up and saying she deserved happiness after everything she went through with Iman. Others weren't so kind. Some accused her of moving on too fast. Some even questioned Aaron's motives, calling him a clout chaser in disguise. But the loudest voices were the ones that kept saying one thing over and over. Where's Iman? And how's he reacting to this? Iman Shumpert's name started trending right alongside Teyana's. That wasn't a coincidence. People were digging up old posts, old interviews, anything to draw comparisons. Some even went back to their daughter's birthday party drama, using that moment as a turning point. Suddenly, every little thing they'd done, or hadn't done, became evidence. The timeline was being dissected like a crime scene. Fans pointed out that Teyana and Aaron must have been seeing each other for longer than anyone knew. They weren't buying that this was new. They believed this relationship had roots, and the BET Awards was just their chosen coming out party. And that made everything messier. Because if Aaron had been around for a while and if Iman had no idea things had gotten this serious, then that public walk down the red carpet wasn't just a flex, it was a blow to the gut. A personal one. A calculated one. Sources close to Iman started leaking little bits and pieces. Quiet whispers. Someone who knew someone said he felt blindsided, that he didn't expect Teyana to go public this soon. Not like this. Not in front of the whole world on a night that belonged to the culture. He was hurt, they said, confused, still trying to piece things together. One friend even claimed he found out about it the same way everyone else did, through a trending topic and a DM that simply read, "Yo, look at this." And then there was the Instagram story. Short, vague, but heavy. Just a black screen with the words, "Not everyone's loyal, but karma never forgets." He didn't tag anyone. He didn't follow it up. But fans knew exactly who it was about. It didn't take long before screenshots flooded the timeline. Theories piled up. Some thought he was bitter. Others thought he was broken. But one thing was clear. He wasn't okay. And the public reveal hit him harder than he ever expected. But while the internet was spinning out, Teyana and Aaron were completely unbothered. In fact, insiders say they were even more affectionate behind the scenes than they were on the carpet. One source claimed they saw Aaron whispering something in her ear that made her laugh out loud right before the cameras snapped. Another said, the two were holding hands almost the entire time backstage, walking together like they had nothing to prove but everything to protect. And then came the moment that nearly turned the night into chaos. Word is, someone from Iman's camp, maybe a mutual friend, maybe a former associate, tried to confront Teyana during a brief backstage break. Nothing physical happened, but security allegedly had to step in before voices got too loud. Teyana was calm but firm. She reportedly told the person, "You don't get to tell me who I'm allowed to be happy with." And just like that, the tone was set. She wasn't looking for drama. She was reclaiming her peace. There's even talk that Teyana refused to be seated near some of Iman's industry friends that night. She didn't want tension. She didn't want whispers in her ear or side eyes during performances. She came to enjoy herself, to celebrate her career, to embrace the moment. And from the way she carried herself all evening, it was clear. She didn't need permission anymore. What's even more surprising is that this public debut, it wasn't just a last-minute decision. Insiders say Aaron was the one who wanted to go public. That he'd been encouraging Teyana to stop hiding. That he told her, "I'm not here to be a secret. I want the world to know who I love." Those words reportedly stayed with her, because for so long, she had been carrying the weight of other people's opinions, of the past, of heartbreak and betrayal. But Aaron, he made her feel seen, safe, respected, and that changed everything. Choosing to walk that red carpet with him wasn't just about love. It was about choosing herself. About no longer shrinking to protect someone else's ego. About stepping into the light, fully and freely, without fear of judgment. Because after all she'd been through, from a messy separation to raising her daughters under the media microscope, Teyana was finally done surviving. She was ready to live, and in that moment, under those flashing lights, she wasn't just the woman Iman lost. She wasn't Aaron's new girl. She was her own story, and she was telling it loud and proud. While Teyana walked confidently, beside Aaron that night, the internet kept digging. As fans celebrated the couple's debut, others started looking deeper. That's when an unexpected voice entered the conversation, Aaron's ex. Out of nowhere, she dropped a few subtle but chilling comments online. She didn't name names directly, but the timing was too perfect to ignore. A cryptic tweet, a now-deleted Instagram story. And just like that, the whispers started. Is Aaron really who he says he is? She didn't hold back. According to her, Aaron had a pattern, a history of attaching himself to powerful, well-known women. She suggested that behind the smooth talk and respectful demeanor was a man who knew how to position himself perfectly. Someone who knew the value of proximity. Someone who could charm the world, but only when the cameras were rolling. Fans were split. Some called her bitter. Others said she was just trying to protect Teyana. But one thing was certain. Her voice made people pause. It wasn't just jealousy. Her words had weight. She posted a throwback photo of her and Aaron, not long before he was first linked to Teyana. The caption? "Don't be fooled by the flash. Some men wear masks better than makeup." That hit hard. Comments flooded in. People began revisiting Aaron's past interviews, his vibe, his social media. Some fans said they always felt something a little too polished, too strategic. Others defended him, saying he'd been nothing but respectful and supportive since day one. Through all the noise, Teyana stayed silent. No statements, no tweets, no claps back. Just silence. But sometimes silence is louder than words. And in Teyana's case, it felt like she was choosing peace, refusing to dignify the drama. That silence became her power. Because while everyone was speculating, she was moving forward. But that didn't stop the public from debating. The question that lingered the most, is this real love or just a perfectly timed PR romance? Some fans were convinced that Aaron's sudden rise in Hollywood aligned a little too neatly with his relationship with Teyana. From magazine spreads to new casting buzz, his name had never been this hot. Was it coincidence or calculation? Yet even with the doubts, there was something undeniably raw about how Teyana looked at him. Not staged, not for the cameras, just honest. A kind of gaze that doesn't come from strategy, it comes from scars, from survival, from finally being touched the right way after years of being mishandled emotionally. And Aaron? He never left her side once that night. Every photo, every step, they were together. Unshaken, unapologetic. Still, deep down, people couldn't help but wonder how Iman was really dealing with all this. The Instagram story hinted at betrayal, but that was just the surface. Friends of his started dropping clues that behind closed doors he was hurting. Not just because she moved on, but because of who she moved on with. A man he reportedly never saw coming. A man who now walked red carpets with his daughter's mother. A man who, in the eyes of millions, had replaced him in a matter of months. Even more tense? Sources say Iman and Aaron have mutual friends, the kind that cross paths at industry events. the kind that used to be neutral, but are now forced to choose sides. One person even claimed that Iman had tried to reach out to Teyana recently just to talk, but was met with silence. Not anger, not drama, just nothing. And that silence may have been the loudest message of all, because the truth is, Teyana had been done long before the world caught on. Those close to her knew it. They said she was emotionally drained, even before the split was made public. She had given too many second chances. She had smiled through too many disappointments. And by the time Aaron came around, it wasn't about replacing Iman, it was about rediscovering herself. This Bet Awards moment wasn't just about a new man. It was about a woman taking back her narrative. For so long, her life had been defined by what people thought they knew. The cheating rumors, the custody whispers, the breakdowns behind closed doors. But now she was controlling the story. She wasn't hiding pain behind perfect pictures anymore. She was living her truth, even if that truth came with backlash. And Aaron? He didn't flinch. Even when his ex tried to stir up the past, even when the blogs ran wild, he stood beside her, calmly, not seeking attention, not chasing drama, just being there. And that quiet consistency, that stillness in the middle of chaos, might be what Teyana needed most. Let's be honest, this is Hollywood. Love here is always loud, messy, and public. So when photos surfaced of Teyana and Aaron laughing after an after party, her heels in hand, his arm around her, it sparked a frenzy. But then came her silent statement. A week later, she posted a soft, intimate video, no caption, just quiet moments, her daughter dancing, backstage smiles, Aaron fixing her dress. A new, unreleased track played. I let the pain teach me. I let love find me. Now I finally feel safe. It wasn't about the breakup anymore. It was about healing, growth, and finding peace on her terms. So as the world watches, judges, speculates, Teyana Taylor walks forward. Not behind a man, not under anyone's shadow, but beside someone who, for now, seems to truly see her.